Good morning. Right, it's time to start another one-off build, and going by the success of the speakers I've just finished on Friday, where I repurposed the HA35 cabinets I built for the HA35R, the trial I did with a ribbon. I installed a pair of QTX tweeters and 5-inch microlab mid-woofers in new baffles. Designed a crossover for them. I've worked with those drivers a number of times, so know them really well, and they're fabulous. So these are a pair of cabinets that were sent to me last year by a client who wanted me to build a pair of BC15s, which was a build I did a couple of years ago, and unfortunately the cabinets that he brought were pretty knackered, and I did poo-poo them, and another pair of cabinets arrived, and unfortunately due to other commitments I had to refund him because I just couldn't do the work. But anyway, I'm looking at these cabinets now, and I did take a punt at them to sand them, and they come up quite well. These are a pair of Ditton 15 cabinets. This one, the back was really bad, so I sanded it, filled it, and unfortunately where I stored them wasn't great, and they've puffed up again at the back. So they've been in front of the heater for the last couple of hours, so I think they're dry. So I'm going to sand them back again, glue the chipboard to stabilise it, and then probably fill it again. So the cabinets are nice and strong and stable, and the veneer on them isn't bad. There's a few places like, where are we? Is it on this one? No, it's probably on this one on the other side. Of course it is. There, where the veneer's gone through and I've filled it. But they're pretty tidy, so they're definitely usable. And they've got bituminous pads in, which is quite rare for a Ditton 15. Only the early ones had that. So, and they're cross braced. So the cabinets are good. So I've cut some baffle blanks. So what I'm going to install is a pair of 6.5-inch microlab woofers in these, because I know these really well, and again with a QTX tweeter. So these are going to be kind of a bigger version of the other ones I've just done, and they'll be ported, and I think they'll be pretty good. Well, yeah, do like these drivers. I keep saying I wish I could get them. And those budget QTX tweeters, which you can buy a pair of for like 35-40 quid, are so easy to work with. They have got a beautiful response to them. I haven't got any more here. I've used them. I normally buy 10 at a time because I use them in quite a lot of one-off builds and for tweeter replacements in speakers. So when I get those, I will show you those too, because there is a few things that you have to do to them before you use them, and sometimes they can be a bit inconsistent, so it's worth testing them and matching them in pairs. So yeah, let's crack on. So laying out these drivers, I'm trying to keep this distance different to this distance and the sides, so the woofer's probably just going to be up slightly more than centre. I've got an old T27 which is 110mm, same size as the QTX tweeters that I haven't got at the moment. Take that off, and different distance there to there and there, and obviously the bottom, but still keeping us pretty close to our woofer as well, to keep our acoustic centres pretty close without compromising the structure of the baffle board. And then the port will just be down the bottom here somewhere. It doesn't really matter. That's a distance from this. The wavelengths that this is going to be tuned to, probably going to be 30-40 hertz, something like that, so they're so long. So I think that is where everything's going to end up. Sorry, more wobbly cam stuff. Right, so this one I've glued the back now to get all the chipboard fibres stuck back in again. So it's going to be nice and solid again. But the corner was opening up, so I've had to glue and clamp that. We've got this bit of filling I did down the bottom and the front isn't particularly good. So because this cabinet was in pretty bad condition, and the other one was a bit better but not too far behind it, I've taken the view just to paint them both. And whilst that looks a bit black ash 90s, I mean, it's come up quite nicely. They're really, really tidy. That just disguises everything. So yeah, they're going to have a bit of a 80s, 90s vibe about them in black ash. But yeah, the paint's picked out the wood grain really, really nicely. New baffles go in there nicely. But yeah, I mean, I don't like to throw cabinets away, even if they're kind of in this condition. They're going to be sound, solid. They've got the bituminous felt in there, which is a real winner actually. Keeps them nice and dead. So yeah, overall I think these are going to be a very nice speaker. Yeah, I'm liking them. So tomorrow, when all that's dried, I can get this sanded, get some paint on it, and yeah, see where we're at. Right, so this is glued overnight and is solid as. So I soaked this in glue, and yeah, it's really, really good now, really strong. I can fill this, which is what I did last time, but when I paint it, the texture is very, very different to the rest of the chipboard. So I'm just going to paint it out and leave it as it is. So yeah, take the clamps off, quick bit of sanding, and then paint it up. Spectacular. Right, I've fitted the drivers in there. Installed the drivers is probably the better English term. And I'm really liking them. Really liking these. So I'm going to make some covers as well with this cloth. I think it'll go well with the black. Yeah, really good. Kind of inspired by them. But yeah, have to paint the cabinet black has not been a bad thing, really. I think they've come up really nicely. Right, part 2 is all the crossover work. So these are the crossovers all put together. Simple second order high pass. So we've got a resistor to attenuate the tweeter, our capacitor and inductor, and then a capacitor across the tweeter just to clip out a lump in the top. Woofer circuit, inductor, out to our woofer with a capacitor and resistor in series with this down to ground. Pretty straightforward. Those drivers are so well behaved. So I've been running these in the Snug, and I'll put up some sound clips at the end of the video. I've been so impressed with how these have worked in the Snug, because they were kind of voiced to work in there. It's a difficult room. It has a couple of bass modes because of the alcoves each side of the fireplace. So I kind of used a small inductor on the woofer, so there wasn't too much baffle step correction, and tuned this port really low. So to almost tame out about 80 hertz, something like that. If you play these in a normal room, you just put them nearer to the wall. But in the Snug, a foot or so away from the wall, they are perfect. So much so that the Solon capacitors I've used on the crossovers, I'm treating them to some Mundorf MCAP Evo oils and a couple of JB caps to replace an electrolytic I used on them as well, because they're worth it and they work so well. These are keepers. These aren't going to go up for sale. And yeah, I just love them. They've turned out really nicely. I've made some covers for them as well, which I'll show you shortly. So I'm going to crack on with the cap replacement and get them up working again.
Farewell to the wee girls of Ireland below. Their hearts beat as merry as ever I will wish them, when far away across the ocean I'm bound. Oh, my father is old, and my mother is quite feeble. To live breaks their hearts so. All the tears and raindrops down their cheeks, they got golden. To think they will stay upon some foreign shore. But what matters to me
just before our love got lost, you see, I am as constant as it once I said. Constantly in the darkness, where's that at? If you want me, I'll be in the bar. On the back of a cartoon coaster, in the blue TV screen light, I drew a map of Canada. Oh, Canada. With your face sketched on it twice. Oh, you're in my blood like holy wine. You taste so bitter and you taste so sweet. Oh, I could drink, keep